And we are live in Cold Spring Harbor, New York. It is senior day as two powerhouses will square off in the regular season finale. Farmingdale visiting Cold Spring Harbor in a last tune-up before the start of the postseason. And yes, even the Hawks are literally and figuratively on the scene as we welcome you in to the Varsity Media Sports Network. We want to thank our sponsors, Breakout Goaltending, J&R Custom Landscaping, and USA Lacrosse, Long Island Metro Lacrosse Foundation. Hello, everyone. So glad you could join us and spend your Friday evening with us. He's Tom Rooney. I'm Lance Meadow. And Tom, there may not be huge mathematical equations at stake in this game, but this is a meaningful contest for both of these teams to gain some steam entering the postseason. Cold Spring Harbor has won 11 in a row. Farmingdale on the opposite side has dropped 3 straight.
Yeah, listen, it's the last regular season game. It's the last chance to be ready for the playoffs. Cold Spring Harbor starts off 1-3, has rattled off 11 straight. They're headed in the right direction. At one point, Farmingdale was 10-2. The injury bugs kind of got them a little bit. Schedules got them a little bit. They've lost their last 3. This is a night they can get right? So you try to, against a good opponent, if you can get a win here tonight, it really catapults you into the playoffs.
Especially since they are missing 2 key defenders, and we'll certainly get to that as we delve into the starting lineup. But let's focus on the impact players that will all likelihood make quite a name for themselves in this contest. I'm going to start, Tom, with the road team, Farmingdale. Sean Schumacher leads the team in goals, and Jack Watros is on an unbelievable tear as of late.
Yeah, so the offense usually rolls right through Sean Schumacher. He gets the opposing team's long pole midi. He's done a great job this year. A very snappy lefty. He gets his shot off in a variety of ways. Watros has been the big offensive surprise. A great athlete, played for them last year, but is really, like you mentioned, Lance, has come on offensively, really believing in his shot. He's a big, strong athlete who can get to the cage. He
has scored at least 1 goal in each of the last 11 games. Let's head over to Cold Spring Harbor. This is a balanced attack. 5 players with double-digit goals, but these 2 in particular are the players to watch, and that is Dylan Riley, who you see has scored 27, and Rex O'Connor not far behind with 24.
Rex O'Connor is the Swiss Army knife of this team. He does everything for him, just an excellent all-around player. The difference in this season for Cold Spring Harbor has been Dylan Riley. He was out early, no surprise. They start 1-3. He comes back healthy, and they're on this 11-game run. A tremendous athlete and the ability to shoot it with either hand.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's no coincidence that the winning streak has coincided with his return after missing the first 4 games. So let's take you through the starting lineups for Farmingdale, and we talked about Schumacher off the top, but it's really a 3-headed monster. Mateo Asensio is also a dynamic player, and then on the defensive side, here is where there's a few new faces. Eric Bosk is a 9th grader. He's been inserted into the mix, as well as John Askin, and that's a result of Tegan Sunday being hurt. He's been out since the Syosset game, and Michael Bolello got hurt against Port Washington. So they are down a few key defenders, as Tom mentioned. And then in goal is Dominic Martellotti, 60% save rate this season, 119 saves, 81 goals allowed. And Tom, he's quite the presence between the pipes.
Yeah, Big Dom. I mean, he's a big presence physically. Does a nice job in their 10-man ride of getting out. Takes up a lot of cage. He's done a really nice job for them this year.
As he is committed to LIU, and the head coach of Farmingdale is Eric Dunn in his 3rd season at the helm. He took over in 2024, and he is hungry for his team to snap this 3-game skid and get a W entering the postseason. Let's head over to Cold Spring Harbor and take you through their starting lineup. We highlighted, of course, O'Connor and Riley off the top, but you can't forget about Roy Testa, a team-leading 38 goals this season. Kobe Koningsberger is electric in terms of facilitation. He's got 40 dimes and a team-high 47 points. And then their defensive alignment, Meyer, Kiley, and Pace. And then, of course, in goal is Matty Kamer, who was honorable mention All-County a year ago with a 54% save rate, 89 saves, 76 goals allowed. And he has been so consistent during this 11-game rise.
Yeah, Matty Kamer, the Villanova commit, one of the better athletes you'll see in the cage, a multi-sport athlete. He's got tremendous hands. His athleticism really shines. He can get to a lot of shots. When he gets hot, it is very difficult for guys to score on him.
He has allowed just double-digit goals twice during this 11-game winning streak. That is how good he has been. And then the veteran, Dennis Vaughn, steering the ship his 26th season, as he has been doing a fantastic job getting consistency out of this group, even with some of their transitions with personnel being lost in previous years. But Cold Spring Harbor, you know you can count on them being in the mix, especially in the Power Conference. So we are closing in on the opening face-off here on Senior Day. It's Cold Spring Harbor and Farmingdale wrapping up the regular season. Coming your way next right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Design, build, and maintain your dream home. J&R Custom Landscaping has been proudly offering landscape design for over 30 years. Give them a call today. See their number there, 516-250-8461.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media. Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email Ben at varsitymedia.net. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media. For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
And we are back here in Cold Spring Harbor, New York, as we get set for the regular season finale between the Seahawks and Farmingdale. We had an opportunity to catch up with both coaches prior to the game, and they ran us through what they are emphasizing. So, Tom, why don't you walk us through the keys for each team?
For Farmingdale, the battle at the faceoff X is huge. J.J. Damo, an experienced faceoff guy, but he's facing another really experienced faceoff guy. They're expecting a lot of 50-50 balls. They want to come up with it. And Farmingdale is generated great offense. They need to be better shooting. Their efficiency hasn't been great, especially during this 3-game losing streak. They got to get them on cage and put them in good spots. If you're Cold Spring Harbor, they also want to win the face-off battle. Shocker, Lance. They're worried about Damo, but they have a good one in Alex Vitale. They're really worried about the 10-man ride. Farmingdale 10-man ride is excellent. And then they want to stay out of the penalty box. Massapequa fouled Farmingdale a lot last week, and Farmingdale was excellent. They have multiple sets. They don't want to allow them to get that going.
I don't know if we've ever talked to a coach that did not want to win the face-off battle, right, Tom?
I think they like getting the ball, yes.
Just slightly, in terms of those extra possessions, as we see both teams meeting eye to eye before the opening face-off. And you brought up J.J. Damo, who is winning at a 60% rate this season, but in that tough game against Massapequa, he was 5 of 25. That was last Thursday, so that's why, for at least the Dallers' perspective, they really want to turn the script in that department and keep Cold Spring Harbor on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, and there was a number of those that turned into 50-50 balls, and Massapequa comes up with them, so it's a face-off win for them. JJ's got to be a little bit better, but so do the wings, and so does that ability to pick up a tough ground ball.
As we look at the numbers for both, Alex Vitale at 67%, and he is quite the presence, as you'll see here on screen.
Yeah, tail of the tape here, huh?
This is quite the differential just in terms of frame. Vitale, all conference a year ago. He won 18 of 21 faceoffs against Long Beach on Tuesday, and he picks up essentially where he left off as he scoops up the ground ball, and Cold Spring Harbor will have the first possession.
Yeah, nice job there by Vitale controlling the ball, and then Rex O'Connor does such a nice job of just being an outlet. You have Mike Galgano out there, number 40 for Farmingdale. He's always looming in the middle of the field, and if you're Cold Spring Harbor, you want to stay away from him.
So with just under 50 seconds remaining on the shot clock, the Seahawks looking to settle down here with their offensive attack. As Andrew Inui, the junior midfielder, in possession. And now Koenigsberger taking over. He has been so good this season, setting up his teammates. 16 dimes in the last 5 games, and that shot is going to bounce through with authority for Inui, his 20th of the season. He's been Mr. Consistency, and it's Cold Spring Harbor striking first 1-0.
So I'm being told it's Iowanu, and look at that with the left hand. Farmingdale got caught pushing out. He gets to the middle of the field and gets those hands free. That's a really good-looking lefty shot. A natural righty to go to his left like that, it goes against the scout. But, listen, that's why kids work on their game. That makes you a more dangerous player, and that's exactly what Iowanu did.
At least one goal in all 14 of his appearances this season, as Vitale and Damo facing off yet again. And you can see Vitale using that big body to keep Farmingdale out of the way, and Rex O'Connor is able to grab it.
And that's that 50-50 ball that both coaches were talking about. It wasn't a clean win off the clamp for either face-off guy. Vitale did a nice job of kind of goosing it or moving it out into space, and Rex O'Connor, doing what he does, just goes and gets it.
5 players coming into this game with double-digit goals for the Seahawks, including that man, Roy Testa, who has a team-high 38 on the year.
Yeah, Testa, an unbelievable shooter, great at the catch and shoot. He is so good at finding space in zones or in man where he drifts into a spot, and his release is electric.
He started off as a midfielder, moved to attack, and Cold Spring Harbor red hot to open this game. Dylan Riley with the jump shot, his 28th of the season, and they are in front 2-0.
Yeah, Konigsberger's got 40 assists on the year. Look at the vision on him, and Riley does a great job of sneaking from X here. Konigsberger looks off the pass. Great job by Riley. Gets high on his toes and just hammers that ball. Cold Spring Harbor off to a perfect start.
There's Konigsberger now with 41 assists on the season. The numbers just skyrocket off the page, and Damo and Farmingdale will finally get their first possession here as they look to mount a comeback and erase the early deficit.
Yeah, much needed face-off win. You take them any way you can get them, and it'll be our first look at the Farmingdale offense.
They average 11 goals per game. They give up 7. But they are in the midst of a 3-game skid. They won 10 of their first 12 games. As Tom mentioned off the top, they were 10-2, 7-0 when scoring 10 or more goals. So double digits is the key turning point for them this year.
Yeah, and you see right away they go to their midfield. Schumacher, Watros, and Asensio have been the leaders of this offense. Run a little weave there. Cold Spring Harbor, well-schooled on defense, handles it.
18 on the shot clock and boxed out near the top. Cold Spring Harbor creates a takeaway, and they are now out in transition. A little give-and-go action, and Farmingdale got a few sticks in the way, but off the rebound, Testa put it in, but they're going to wave it off. No goal. He was in the crease, and back the other way we go.
Yeah, great job by the Farmingdale defense of taking away the fast break. Looked like Testa had one there, and here's Watros.
A little too much power behind that one as he was itching for yet another goal. He scored at least one goal in each of the last 11 contests. And he had 4 in the loss Tuesday against Port Washington. Eric Dunn has been so impressed with how much he's elevated his play as he will leave it to the X position here. 35 seconds on the shot clock as that one goes wide.
Yeah, rare miss by Schumacher, one of the more accurate shooters for Farmingdale. Gets to that left hand. It's amazing how often lefties get left. You know the scout, he's really good at that left-to-left dodge.
As he'll be heading to Mercy College. 30 on the shot clock as they whip it around the perimeter here and get it into the possession of Schumacher.
Yeah, Schumacher with a short stick matchup here with Rex O'Connor. He's going to go to the invert.
7 seconds, and Schumacher's not going to be able to get a shot off. It's a ground ball, 3 to work with, and they'll just take the dump, and the Seahawks get the defensive stop.
Yeah, great job of team defense right there, forcing Schumacher to his right hand. He's a left-hand dominant player.
Last time the Seahawks had possession, they got out in transition as Kamer going for the Hail Mary and a great throw down the field on the clear to Rob Lund.
Yeah, I talked about what a good athlete Kamer is in the open, and you could see it there. He doesn't hesitate at all. He can run down the field. This 10-man ride is a very dangerous ride. It turns over a lot of people, but when your goalie can really be part of breaking it with his athleticism, it's going to be difficult for Farmingdale to stay in it.
Dennis Bond credits him in terms of his communication with the rest of his teammates. That's why he has proven to be a great outlet. As we approach the 6.5-minute mark in quarter number 1 with Cold Spring Harbor in front 2-0 and looking to add more with 25 on the shot clock. Riley gets it back to the X position.
Yeah, you got Daniel Toohey there. lefty attackman. They got a short stick on Testa. Let's see if he can expose that.
Under 10 seconds on the shot clock, Testa is going to give it up, and Tui could not control the ball, and a huge stop, a shot clock violation for the Seahawks.
Yeah, nice job by the Farmingdale defense there. Settled down now, 2 stops in a row.
As the Dalers are trying to get out and run a little bit, and they'll leave it to Watrous and Schumeyer. Schumeyer feeling the pressure here with a double team on the wing.
Yeah, quick slide there. That was the big lefty, Brady Meyer, all 6'4" of them. It looks like they're going to go to Schumeyer early here.
And contact off the top, and Kamer gets his body and his stick in the way of Asensio's shot. It's a ground ball. Watrous picks it up, and Farmingdale is back in business here.
Yeah, nice dodge there by Asensio. Strong, able to really lay his body on people, and now we got a reset of the shot clock. I like the way Farmingdale has responded to being down here. Aggressive on D, getting some good looks here.
As that was off the stick of Schumeyer.
That's twice Schumeyer got middle, and that's a little bit of what Coach Dunn was talking about. Got to be efficient in your shooting. Got to get him on cage.
As we see Quinn Sunday giving it up to Schumeyer. Continuing to draw plenty of attention with about 30 on the shot clock, and he'll get back into that X position to see if he can create or circle around the pipes.
Schumeyer's played a lot of attack. He's comfortable down there.
A difficult angle on that one. Kamer is out of goal. He's going to have to hustle back in there with help from his teammates, and a shot up top sails high from Watrous, and boy, was that walking the tightrope.
Yeah, I'd love to get in Watrous' ear. I've never seen a ball go under the net. That goalie is running back into the cage, challenge him low.
And great defense by the Seahawks as Cold Spring Harbor gets yet another takeaway. Brady Meyer with that long stick.
Yeah, both defenses here have settled in.
So the Seahawks now looking to milk some clock here with under 4 minutes to go in quarter number 1.
First midfield back out for Cold Spring Harbor. We've seen what Konigsberger and Iowanu could do, and this is, Rex O'Connor is the kind of kid who he's picking up ground balls, he's playing defense, but don't sleep on him on offense. Very good cutter and just a natural offensive player.
Konigsberger around the screen with 20 seconds on the shot clock. He has already facilitated 1 goal. O'Connor, the senior captain on senior day, feeling the pressure from behind with 10 on the shot clock here. Can they get an open opportunity? Riley takes over, 3 to work with. That sails behind the net, and it is going to be Farmingdale possession.
Yeah, Cold Spring Harbor, super patient there, and then they almost got rushed at the end of the shot clock. Nice job by the Farmingdale defense, really responding here to being down and giving their team a chance here. If they can get some shots on cage, they've gotten some good looks here early, Lance. It's that efficiency, and, you got to trust your stuff. Kamer's really good. Sometimes good goalies get in the head of offensive players.
Galvez was circling around the goal. They're coming off a loss to Port Washington, 8-6. Eric Dunn said there were a high volume of uncharacteristic turnovers by his team in that game. That did them in, and he is still searching for a complete game from his squad. They've played a good half or 2, but they haven't put 4 quarters together, and another one from Schumeyer goes high beyond the reach of Kamer.
Yeah, right now, Cold Spring Harbor shutting off Watrous. We see what Watrous can do, and making Farmingdale play 5-on-5. It's a wrinkle Coach Bond loves. Everybody practices 6-on-6. The advantage is it's 1 less defender.
Mateo Asensio with his 25th goal of the season, and Farmingdale gets on the board and cuts the deficit in half.
Yeah, you see Asensio here going to his left. He's able to come back to his right. Nice job by him. You know, the scout is he's a hard righty, so right, you push him to the left. So he goes left and just able to get back to his right hand there. When you go 5-on-5, which is what they did, it just gives you that much more room to dodge, and that's exactly what Asensio needed, just a little more space.
And used the bounce effectively to skip it past Kamer. He has now scored a goal in 9 straight games, and that is another big win here for Damo. And we'll see whether or not the Dalers can capitalize, as they have a chance to tie this game in the final 2 minutes of quarter number 1.
Yeah, they do a really nice job in the sub game. Let's see if they can get something here, and it looks like they do. Watros downhill.
And Watros lets it rip, and Kamer with another save. Farmingdale chasing down the ground ball. They do not have possession here yet, and it is going to go the opposite way. So a missed opportunity there for Farmingdale to take advantage.
Yeah, that's the sophomore, Dennis Kiley. Physical play right there, closes out on that ground ball. It started with a great save by Kamer. He gets down on that shot. The ball trickles out, and Kiley just all over, looked like Defendini back there, and able to knock it out of bounds. Great play by Kiley.
Kamer has been very difficult to score on in the last 5 games, and this is quite the ride up the sideline, and we're going to get a timeout taken by Cold Spring Harbor. So they will talk things over with just over a minute to go in the first quarter, and that gives us a time to remind you that the mission of the Long Island Metropolitan Lacrosse Foundation is to spread the positive spirit of lacrosse and support the highest ethical standards for all participants through annual initiatives, including targeted grant scholarship programs, lacrosse educational clinics, and events to raise awareness and resources in support of the game. And you can see all of the programs that they are involved in, including Lax Like a Girl tournament, 9/11 Memorial at Farmingdale State, as well as the wheelchair and special needs lacrosse clinics. We certainly commend the Long Island Metro Lacrosse Foundation for their efforts and appreciate their sponsorship of this broadcast. Is Cold Spring Harbor taking a timeout here, so they will have possession in the final minute and change. And just great saves by Matty Kamer and overall defensive intensity setting the tone here thus far, Tom.
Yeah, we have 2 really well-coached teams here today, and you could see it on the defensive end. By the way, great timeout by Coach Bond. Farmingdale squeezes them in the 10-man ride on the sideline. Looked like Lund got caught there. Galgano flying over. But, you know, I'm impressed with Farmingdale. The ability, they go down 2-0. You're coming off 3 losses. They settle down. They get stops. And now they're back in the game, 2-1. And getting good shots, Lance. Now they just got to convert. If you're Cold Spring Harbor, a lot of motion on senior day, and we're going to look here at this 10-man ride. It was Askin who hunted him down there on the sideline. But if you're Cold Spring Harbor, you had a lot of emotion coming out. You go up 2-0. Now you got to settle back into this game, run your offense, and understand this Farmingdale defense is very, very good.
And it's not just the regular season finale. It's senior day. The seniors will be honored at the half. As Tui leaving it for Koenigsberger, and they continue to play catch here.
Yeah, and it started the game with this guy right here, Iwanu, who went left and scored. He's been the party starter all year, does a nice job against a lot of their short sticks, with O'Connor usually getting the pole.
We're under 1 minute remaining in the opening quarter.
An opportunity in the slot, and that pass goes wide. It was intended for Riley. Farmingdale thought it, came up with it, and Cold Spring Harbor is still in business here with 35 seconds and counting. They try to go down low, and Riley again was the intended target, and the Dalers are going to get it back here.
Yeah, nice ride back by Daniel Tui there, the senior, and Rex O'Connor, and Riley just could not connect.
20 seconds and counting. Watros in possession here. He's had a few good looks. The pass down low, bounces into the X position. The jump shot right into the cup of Kamer. And a clear will go right into the stick of Martellotti. Schumacher, can he get it off with 2 seconds? And Kamer says, not happening. as the goalkeepers continue to play catch one end to the other. My goodness, what a finish here in the first 12 minutes of play. Watros drew the double, and this actually turned into an opportunity on the right side, and Kamer there to prevent Galvez from putting it through. And then Martellotti and him got a little up close and personal from one end to the other in a 2-1 affair on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Brennan O'Neill, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Design, build, and maintain your dream home. J&R Custom Landscaping has been proudly offering landscape design for over 30 years. Give them a call today. See their number there, 516-250-8461.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
Back here in Cold Spring Harbor, New York, a 2-1 game in favor of the Seahawks as we start up the second quarter. Tom, that was quite the back and forth.
Yeah.
And the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, this is a great atmosphere here, Lance. This place is packed. It's senior day. We got a lot of action. We got saves. We got full field passes, 10-man rides, big hits. This is fun. Yeah.
And another huge face-off here. And how about the effort by Damo to outwit Vitale and give Farmingdale the first opportunity here to begin the second quarter.
Yeah, and if you're Farmingdale, that's a really good feeling. Damo wins it clean, wins it to himself, and is able to get it back. Now they got to clear it.
As Martellotti was trying to get it to Schumacher at midfield, and that is going to result in another turnover, which is what Eric Dunn had been emphasizing because it plagued them in their last game.
Yeah, and a nice ground ball there by the lad, the sophomore Dennis Kiley. Sees that overthrow, anticipates, comes up with the ball.
So now the onus falls back on the Farmingdale defense to make a stop and keep it a one-goal game to back up Martellotti. And I mentioned earlier that he was committed to LIU. He has now since opened up his college opportunities again. So he is, I guess, considered a free agent from that perspective.
That's right.
As things change very quickly.
Yeah, he's open. If it was a dating app, he's available.
If only that existed in the NIL age. I don't know, Tom, as that was a left-to-right maneuver by the Cold Spring Harbor offense as Iowanu was trying to solve the Martellotti riddle there.
Yeah, nice dodge by Iowanu. Just couldn't quite get his hands free to get a good shot off. He's been the guy who's been beating his matchup all day here.
So Cold Spring Harbor with 5 seconds on the shot clock, and I don't know if that was a shot or a pass intended, but Riley broke it up, and they're going to get one off, and that goes wide, and another significant stop here by Farmingdale off the shot clock violation.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier how well coached these teams are. Both of these teams get extensive scouting reports. They know hands. You really got to work hard to score against these defenses. And right now, if you're Farmingdale, you got to see a clean clear, and we're going to get Big Dom down the middle here.
So Martellotti with a shot on goal, testing the opposing goalkeeper, and Kamer is able to interrupt things as both goalkeepers have been so active in this first half, and we have multiple flags down on the field right now.
Yeah, and it looked like when Big Dom ran that over, a Cold Spring Harbor midi might have stepped off sides, and nice job by the Farmingdale guy staying back. Right, you got to have 4 guys back if your goalie runs over. and it looks like that one of the far attackmen there kind of ran over. So we'll get a look at exactly what Coach Bond told us he didn't want to see, which is the man up of Farmingdale.
So the penalty goes against Tui. So they'll have 30 seconds here on the clock with a man advantage. Watros gives it up to Asensio.
Yeah, they do a nice job of sending a double cut, and they like to skip it and get Asensio with a step down. So you got Schumacher behind, you get a double cut towards him, and then he usually looks to skip it up top. That time he went through Watros on the wing, slowed it down a little bit.
So the third head of the monster, Schumacher resets as he plays catch here. And that pass a bit too high for Watros coming out of the stick of Quinn Sunday, and yet another turnover. So Cold Spring Harbor initially looked like it was going to maybe try to get one on Martellotti, but we'll slow things down here as there is 4 seconds remaining on the penalty.
Yeah, good job by the Cold Spring Harbor man-down unit, getting a stick on the hands of Sunday, forces the turnover, get it over and back, and now you're out of trouble, and this penalty is about to be released.
So everybody is back to even strength as we see Tui come back out onto the field for the Seahawks, as he was in the penalty box for 30 seconds.
Yeah, and you got Rex O'Connor here taking Thomas Goodrich behind. O'Connor, I mentioned the Swiss Army knife. He can really play all over the field, attack, midi, great look.
And an even better save by Martellotti, denying Koningsberger off the feed from O'Connor.
Yeah, ridiculous feed by O'Connor, skips it across the defense, but Martellotti up to the task.
So Martellotti is keeping his team in the thick of things as they are within a goal and a chance to tie things up. Knocking on the door of 8.5 minutes. Watros off the dodge. He's going to give it up. And they'll work the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, nice job by Farmingdale playing some early offense here. Try to get Watros before they can really get set. And now Cold Spring Harbor back to locking Watros, as you can see at the top left corner of your screen. This does open it up, though. 5-on-5 offense, actually a little bit easier to play at times.
Schumacher had a goal and an assist in the loss against Port Washington, and that shot deflected out by Kamer. It's a ground ball, and it will stay with Farmingdale. We cannot talk enough about the sensational goalkeeping on both ends.
Yeah, Matty Kamer, great hands. Asensio can really bring it.
And another shot on goal, and this one falls through the target. Jackson Defendini with his 4th of the season and also the 4th of his career, and we are knotted at 2 here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, a little two-man game. You see two men go to Mateo Asensio. Does a great job of giving it up, but giving it up in a spot where Jackson Defendini can catch and shoot, right? So he throws it right to his stick, step, shot, no chance for Kamer. And this is a wrinkle, Lance, that Coach Dunn said we're going to move Defendini into the starting lineup, and it's paying dividends right now.
Yeah, he replaced Jake Kunz, the senior attacker, and Jackson getting an opportunity as a junior here. And they dialed up his number, not known for his scoring. As I mentioned, it was just the 4th of his career, but still capitalizing and making this a whole new ball game with 7.5 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, and you see Michael Galgano there with the ball. You know, normally when a long pole has the ball, you see teams go after him. Galgano's got 5 goals on the season. He can really handle. He's the kind of guy who can go to the cage. So Cold Spring Harbor just kind of backs off. Galgano, one of the top LSM defenders really in the country. Fantastic player.
As he is committed to UMass Amherst. A lot of attention that Watros sees. They go into the slot. It's a ground ball. Galvez was fighting for it. And he is going to track it down in the corner somehow. 20 seconds
here
on the clock. Schumacher lets it rip. And Kamer again getting a stick in the area.
Nice job by Farmingdale digging out a ground ball and moving it. Often off those ground ball piles, you get numbers because so many defenders will go to the ground ball.
Galvez off the spin. Under 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Galvez loads up, the bouncer deflected by Kamer, and the rebound also handled by Kamer, which went behind the net.
Yeah, smart play by Galvez there to get a shot off. He bounces it off of Kamer. You're going to get a reset. Defendini tried to sneak one in there, just wasn't able to get the angle.
So the Seahawks back on their end, looking to untie the knot. They were up 2-0, and that lead dissipated thanks to Farmingdale's response, ignited by a number of defensive stops from Martellotti.
Yeah, and we haven't really heard from Roy Testa, the leading goal scorer for Cold Spring Harbor. Farmingdale's done a good job of kind of keeping an eye on him, but he's one of those guys. He will not stay silent for long. 5
straight multi-goal games for the man that we were just talking about, who briefly had possession. As Riley off the mark, but there is Testa. Thinking about the jump shot, creates an alley. The bouncer over the shoulder of Martellotti and in for number 39 on the season to match his jersey number, and it's a 3-2 game.
Yeah, I love it when I say someone's not going to stay silent for long and then they get loud. Look at that fake. He had the defender completely fooled. Great job. The jump fake. He's so strong, so like he leans into you, you lose vision a little bit, and then the fake. And then watch the finish. That bounce shot is just so difficult from that range. Some guys just have a knack for scoring, Lance. Roy Testa, I don't know if he's ever left a game in his life without scoring a goal.
Well, that pump that you were just talking about moved Braden Lyons out of the way and created more of an angle. Now, I want the audience to understand, you have a track record of saying one thing and the opposite happening, Tom. So I have worked with you on multiple occasions, not to throw you under the bus. So this actually falls right in line.
You know, Lance, I like to think I'm right a lot, but, you know, sometimes I get crossed up. That time I was on it. There
you go. So a rare occurrence. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut eventually. Though I think you found a few additional nuts, so I don't know if a blind squirrel is a fair analogy. Just giving you a hard time here.
I love it.
With 4.5 minutes nearly to go in the second quarter. And Cold Spring Harbor on the attack again, but that pass was not handled by O'Connor. The ground ball is still loose. Testa's in the mix, as well as plenty of other sticks, and this is going to go to the Taylors.
Yeah, you just couldn't handle. Great skip pass by Koenigsberger back there. Just couldn't handle by O'Connor, and got to see somebody's numbers on their jersey, the back of their jersey. You just got to stay off it, get a push there, and nice job on the clear there. That's the D-midi, Lucas Spano. Done such a nice job this year for Farmingdale. Tough and fast. Gives him a nice 1-2 punch with Goodrich.
Senior has collected 20 ground balls coming in to this game. Watros on the wing. With 30 seconds on the shot clock and under 4 minutes to go. Watros from right to left throws one towards the goal. Kamer is there.
Yeah, Watros did everything but the finish, right? Great dodge, gets under. And now we have a little bit, like you said before, a Hail Mary pass down the field. Let's see if Farmingdale can control here and finish.
And Cold Spring Harbor was trying to push it down the field, but that backfired. And now a takeaway here for Farmingdale. As Galgano brings it to the opposite side of the field, and we're going to get a timeout here by the Taylors, as they will have a chance to talk things over and regroup. Trailing by a goal, it gives us an opportunity to remind you that Varsity Media is your home for the 2026 Section 8 Championship. You can go to varsitymediapass.com to order now. You do not have to head anywhere else to stay locked in to the 2026 Nassau County playoffs. And both of these teams are going to be in the thick of things as they are wrapping up the regular season here in Cold Spring Harbor, New York on Senior Day. And if you're Eric Dunn, you've got to be pleased, Tom, right now as we take a look at what they've done in the last 3 seasons. 10-8 a year ago, they made it to the Class A semis, 17-6 2 years prior, the runner-up, and 18-4 3 years ago, the runner-up as well. So an excellent track record for this program. But getting back to this game, they were down 2-0. They came back. With all that has gone wrong in terms of some of the mishaps, to be within striking distance here with limited time remaining in the first half, this is quite the door that has opened up here for Farmingdale.
Yeah, I think it's a great response by them. I think when they watch the film, they're going to say, we had a lot of opportunities here. We're not getting their shots on cage, something that they're stressing. You saw Schumacher topside, a kid who can really sting it, not getting shots on cage. And then the last dodge by Watros, he goes under and is able to beat two men, but shoots it sort of right into Kamer's chest. Listen, you got to be good to beat Kamer, but every goalie is susceptible when you're in that close. You got to put it in a better spot. But here you are, you're only down one, right? It's 3-2, you got the ball. Let's see how they come out of this timeout.
And they've got 60 seconds on the shot clock. Schumacher giving it up off the top. And they get it into the stick of Watros, who has changed up his approach on the dodge. Double team boxed out. The ball is loose, and it is picked up by the Seahawks. Andrew Bauer, the sophomore defender, leading the break, and that shot on goal powers through for Dylan Riley with some extra mustard for the senior captain on senior day, and they add padding. It's 4-2.
Yeah, great job by the defense, getting the ball, getting it out. And look at Riley. We talked about him in the open. Such a talented player there. That's G. Pace getting out. Look where he throws the pass. That's such good fundamentals. Puts it right on Riley's stick. Riley has a lot of power in his shot, can really heat it up. But more importantly, Lance, right into the top right corner. Doesn't give Martellotti any ability to get a stick on it.
So Riley has 2 of his team's 4 goals. This is his 8th straight multi-goal game, and another win as Vitale heads all the way down towards his half of the field with tremendous hustle.
Great timeout by Coach Bond. That's Vitale stays with this. It's a Lucy, right? It's out there. Multiple guys have a chance at it. Gets a little bit of a goose here you're going to see coming up. So these are the 50-50 ground balls that always come back to haunt you if you're Farmingdale. But watch Vitale just stay with it. That goose right there into space, he's able to pick it up. And right now, Coach Bond is showing his speed down the sideline. We're not seeing it, but trust me, he's still fast. He gets down and gets in the ear of the official and gets a timeout.
Vitale is so big that based on that replay, he completely covered up Damo, who was actually in the circle with him. I can assure you that he does exist. Here is the last 3 seasons for Cold Spring Harbor. A year ago, 14-7. They made it to the Class D semis and then champs the 2 years prior in 24 and 23. And they are right now riding an 11-game winning streak and in position to cap off the regular season on a strong note. And we were just showing you the replay of Vitale in the faceoff circle, and he really, Tom, has transformed that facet of the team, because last season it was an area where they were experimenting and Vitale assumed the job he wanted, and you could see what a difference it has made for their offense.
Yeah, Vitale's not a kid who grew up taking faceoffs. It's something that he's evolved into, and with his size, you could see how dangerous he could be. I mean, 50-50 ground balls against somebody that big are going to, normally go his way.
He tried out as a freshman. He was on JV. He didn't love lacrosse initially, but worked his tail off, grew to enjoy the game, and now he is a true X factor for this squad.
Yeah, and you see Cold Spring Harbor isolating the 2 defensive middies here, short stick middies, and really attacking them. It's been a lot of O'Connor and Iowanu early here.
O'Connor.
Good look.
Goes across the field, and Testa with the jump shot. And the emphasis to cap it off, his second of the game. And Testa is now up to 40 on the season, with Cold Spring Harbor now gaining rhythm on the offensive attack.
Yeah, and that's all set up by Rex O'Connor, getting hard down the alley here. He draws the slide, and then the skip through. Your first look is inside, Lance. That's normally who's open. If that's covered, it's the backside. So you look through the defense, you see the backside. That's exactly what he does. And I said it earlier, Testa's an elite shooter, and you see it right there.
So he now has 6 straight multi-goal games, and Vitale with another victory. And Cold Spring Harbor is going to have it here with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Watch Kamer here out of the cage. It's such a huge advantage for a team to have an athlete like that.
But it leads to a turnover here, and Farmingdale could strike back as they have the numbers with the long stick, a power move, and a goal for Farmingdale. As Galgano gets his 6th of the season, and the Dalers will not go away. They are within 2.
Well, this blind squirrel found another nut. I said earlier, Galgano will go to the cage. He has 5 goals this year. This is a great time for a Pole to attack. This unsettled, you got guys running back in, and just a really good bounce shot by Galgano. Such a competitor. You see how fired up he is, and now they're going to put him at the X.
So Testa and Galgano are listening to Tom Rooney, as both of them starting to fill up the stat sheet. And Vitale has been quite the menace in the circle, and he spins towards another victory, as it was him and Galgano on that one.
Yeah, and that's Galgano getting his stick in there. That's why you put him up there. Vitale wins it clean. There was no panic. Galgano just gets the head of his stick right under his hands, and sometimes that's all it takes. It's just a little bit of a disruption there, and Vitale throws it out of bounds. Great job. Great adjustment by the Farmingdale coaching staff to put Galgano out there.
Interestingly, though, Damo is shaken up on the sideline, Tom, so I wonder whether or not that was strategy or whether or not Damo, because he seems to be favoring his left ankle, speaking with the training staff literally right in front of us on the sideline. So that could have also played a role as to why Galgano was inserted.
Yeah, Lance, I think you're right. You know, he did step awkwardly on that last battle with Vitale, so it could have been by need. But here we are. If you're Farmingdale, you're only down 2. You have the ball. You're going to probably get the last shot, and you do have a timeout if you run into trouble.
So the shot clock and game clock just about even, as we see Schumacher waiting to make his move. He has not scored a goal thus far in this game. With 15 seconds and counting, Schumacher off the jump stop, takes a hard hit. The ball is loose. Everybody's involved in front of the net, and somehow Kamer comes down with it. And apparently the second quarter is going to end the same way the first quarter did, with a bit of volleyball, as that is going to do it, with Cold Spring Harbor entering the locker room with a 5-3 lead over Farmingdale. And Roy Testa, the junior captain, is stealing a bit of the show on senior day. O'Connor to Testa. How about that jump shot in the midst of the NBA playoffs? Who could tell the difference? Here on the lacrosse field, Testa with a pair of goals to make it 40 on the season. His team up by 2 at the break on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Design, build, and maintain your dream home. J&R Custom Landscaping has been proudly offering landscape design for over 30 years. Give them a call today. See their number there, 516-250-8461.
We are back here at Cold Spring Harbor, New York, and we mentioned off the top of the broadcast the Hawks are literally out. An osprey nest on top of one of the light poles here. We'll see whether or not we get a visit from the Hawk at some point as we welcome you back into the broadcast booth. Tom Rooney, Lance Meadow with you. And we started a new feature, a little alliteration, which I really like.
Yeah.
Rooney's Rookies, as we give you a full update on the stars. Look at this graphics, Tom. Boy, they really gave you the A-star treatment here.
Yeah, look at the sweater vest, huh? It's a nice sweater vest. I got to get me one of those. I don't actually wear a sweater vest.
Well, we got to put an order in with a Varsity Media logo on it here.
Yeah, tell Ben Turchin where I am.
There you go. We got to up the ante. I hope the executive producer is listening. Indeed. Yeah. So here's an opportunity for you to take us through your latest group of Rooney's Rookies. I would say maybe Rising Stars could be utilized in the mix as well if you want to alternate, but the floor is yours.
There you go. So we introduced Rooney's Rookies last week, and we had a great response. I mentioned if you have a brother or a nephew or somebody you know, and I got emails and texts and DMs, and we were able to put another group together. And I mentioned, this is about kids who are making this jump and impacting varsities. So we're going to start out at East Islip in Connor Bruckbauer, an attackman. Really a difficult position, but he's jumped into the deep end out there in Suffolk County and really impacted that team. And then right here at Cold Spring Harbor, we have, I call him the lad, Dennis Kiley, the big, strong righty defenseman. He's played really well here in the first half. An excellent player. He's been inserted into the starting lineup after the first couple of games and has played really, really well. In the goal out in Hauppauge, we have Blake Benway. His dad is a coach over at Half Hollow Hills, obviously a lacrosse family. Blake has done a really nice job, over 100 saves out there for Coach Conan at Hauppauge. And then we go back to the face-off X and the Fogo out at ESM, Eastport South Manor, Ryan Schultz. The freshman doing a really nice job out there, a position that's difficult to be a younger kid. Back to the goal, Chris Rado in neighboring Huntington. Cold Spring Harbor just played Huntington. Rado has a really bright future, has done a great job for them. And let's go back to the attack. James Magnus down the road at Harbor Fields. This is somebody that Coach Levy told me could be one of the best to ever come out of Harbor Fields. A really talented player. And then another attackman, John Haig. I hope I'm saying that right. I watched some highlights. This kid's really two-handed, a really talented player. Babylon, a small school, gets a chance to get on the varsity early, and he's really impacted that team. Chris Cirillo, another goalie out in Comac. Big school, and this young man has jumped in the cage and done a really nice job. We're going to go back to Nassau over at Calhoun. Tommy Terzulli, the attackman out of Calhoun. He's got 31 goals as a freshman, a dynamic athlete, somebody that we're going to hear a lot about in the future. And we're going to finish with the rare 7th grader, Lance. Wow. We got a 7th grader out at Sachem North. Sachem North having a great year. Brody Morrow, his dad Jay, longtime coach. He's coached everywhere, great lacrosse mind. And Brody is a young man who is playing a lot of man up right now, but has 11 points on the year, has a game-winning assist, somebody that I think you're going to hear a lot about in the future. That is the next round of Rooney's Rookies.
So we're 2 episodes in, and already you're making exceptions by allowing a 7th grader into the mix here.
He's a rookie. I mean, he's really a rookie. I mean, you can't get any younger than 7th grade. And listen, I know there's more out there, and I got a bunch of names. And, some guys threw me names, and I looked it up, and some of these young men had played last year and scored a bunch of goals. So we're really trying to keep it to guys who are sort of new to the varsity level and making impacts. It's been a lot of fun. So if there's more guys out there, we got the playoffs coming up. I'm open. You got a rookie you want me to highlight? Send the DM at Coach Rooney Lax. Send something to Varsity Media. Whatever it is, I'm open. I love watching these highlights and finding these young men. It's awesome.
Well, I hope you're prepared. I mean, your DMs are already filled to the brink as it is, Tom. Now it's really going to head upwards
Yeah, I never thought I'd say people are sliding into my DMs.
Look
but
at
people
you.
are
You got the
sliding
jargon
into my
down.
DMs,
I'm
yes.
impressed. You're not a rookie
stuff.
when it comes to the social
No,
media game,
I'm
Tom.
a rookie
Well, I don't
when
know
it comes
about
to
that.
that.
You know, for somebody to throw out sliding into your DMs, we're really expanding the horizons here.
Yeah,
I
good
did not
stuff.
think you would be giving us a lesson outside of X's and O's in terms of lacrosse. So that is the latest edition of Rooney's Rookies.
Love it.
As we will continue to campaign throughout the duration of the postseason. Senior Day festivities on full display here in Cold Spring Harbor, New York, as families and friends honoring this group that has left its stamps all over the program. We will step aside as we are going to be gearing up for the second half of Cold Spring Harbor and Farmingdale here in the Seahawks' backyard with the home team in front 5-3. And it is photo time as we step aside on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves. You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
Well, I've been working with Varsity Media for, 14 years. When we have video needs, whether that be a game, whether that be a practice, whether it be social media, it's nice to know that somebody understands what we're looking for without asking for it.
We started working with Varsity Media back in 2021, and since then they've been an absolute game changer, putting our event on the map. Varsity Media couldn't be a better partner, and if you're looking to optimize your event, I couldn't recommend them anymore.
It's been great for us. You know, the kids really get excited when they know that Varsity Media is going to be here. Not just what's happening on the football field, but all the excitement that's around it. It really boosted the environment here, and everybody gets really excited for what's going on.
Varsity Media is reliable, professional, and their quality work is fantastic. It's like watching ESPN. The announcers are unreal, really do a great job of speaking to the coaches to get the knowledge of the players, the season, what's going on with the team. There is nothing better than Varsity Media doing a live broadcast.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Merrill, he's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Design, build, and maintain your dream home. J&R Custom Landscaping has been proudly offering landscape design for over 30 years. Give them a call today. You see their number there, 516-250-8461.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves. You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now. Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
Back here in Cold Spring Harbor, New York, 5-3, the Seahawks lead Farmingdale as we're about ready to start the third quarter. And the good news for Farmingdale, it seems as if J.J. Damo's okay, got his ankle taped up as he is heading as we speak. You can see him on the right side of your screen towards the center circle. So that is a positive development, Tom, because we said he was shaken up on the sideline earlier. But Farmingdale still very much in the thick of this game, down by 2 goals. And it's just a matter of, as you've been emphasizing throughout this broadcast, they've had some good looks, they've had some good shots. Can they finally power through past Kamer?
Yeah, I think they responded well. You know, it's a little tale of runs here in the first half. Farmingdale came back, got even. Cold Spring Harbor has played a very intelligent game on the offensive end. And Roy Testa got hot late. That's a big part of their offense. And this battle at the faceoff X, Vitale's done a really good job of finding the loose ball, the 50-50 balls that both coaches wanted.
As you see, once again, the size disparity between Damo and Vitale.
It's like Rocky III right there.
You got
Drago.
Stallone looking up to Drago, or even when Hulk Hogan made a cameo too.
Yeah, Thunderlips.
Thunderlips, indeed.
There you go. And that's another Vitale win and another good job by him of finding the ground ball. You know, we joke about his size, but he gets down on the ball really well, picks it up, and he's been really, really good here tonight.
Well, it speaks volumes about his athleticism as the Seahawks will have the first possession of the third quarter. Ioanu coming across the screen from Koenigsberger.
Yeah, Koenigsberger, an elite feeder here.
As he goes up top, and Martellotti getting low to prevent O'Connor a safe arrival.
Yeah, I mentioned Koenigsberger is an elite feeder. He does a nice job there. O'Connor just gets caught dropping his stick. You tell shooters, if you drop your stick, that's what the goalie does, and that's exactly what Martellotti did. Nice save by him. Much needed save. You don't want to go down 3 when you're struggling at the X.
Defendini already has a goal in this game as he gives it up to Schumacher, and we see Asensio come back onto the field. Schumacher puts one towards the net, and that will skip wide.
Yeah, Schumacher again, he's getting his hands free. He's another guy. He will not stay quiet for long. He's got a really snappy release.
He has at least one goal in 14 of the 15 games this season. And a nice pass down low, but Kamer again and company prevent a point-blank range shot opportunity by Asensio.
Yeah, great look by Schumacher. He shakes and gets middle. This is trouble. Nice job by Ioanu getting away.
And this is a tough clear here for Cold Spring Harbor, and Tui comes to the rescue.
Nice ground ball by Daniel Tui, the senior, kind of bailing Cold Spring Harbor out right there. It started with the Schumacher skip. Great look, but Matty Kamer, I mean, how athletic is that to go from one pipe to the other, makes the big save, and it looks like they got numbers here.
Is everybody getting involved on the perimeter?
Yeah, good recovery by the Farmingdale defense.
Get it into the stick of O'Connor. His 4th year on varsity, a 3-year starter in his final regular season game with the squad. In the slot, that shot blocked by Martellotti, who has been on point as Rob Lund was trying to float it through, but it will be a second chance opportunity here for CHS.
Yeah, great ride back by Dylan Riley. Doesn't give up on it. He's able to get a stick check. I don't think Coach Dunn loved the call, but this is not a great matchup. Short stick on Testa behind.
Testa already has a pair of goals in this game, being boxed out. Tui takes over. 11 goals for him on the season and 48 career points. He's knocking on the door of 50. Just about 30 seconds on the clock, and Testa with a missile to record a hat trick on senior day. The junior continuing to put on a show, and they are doubling up Farmingdale 6-3.
I mentioned it's not a great matchup with a short stick. Testa just using his size there. Watch him drop the shoulder right here on Goodrich. Drops it, gets Goodrich to back away, and then just drills the corner. And we're being told that is Roy Testa's 100th career goal.
So quite the milestone for the junior attacker who leads the team in goals this season. And they still will have another year of his services, as Vitali and Damo will return to the faceoff circle. Cold Spring Harbor, they've responded. Every time it looks like Farmingdale is eating into the deficit, maybe gaining some momentum, the Seahawks have gone full throttle.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with Matty Kamer back there making big saves. That was a point-blank shot Farmingdale had. They could have cut the lead to 1, so it's a 2-goal swing. You don't cut the lead to 1, and then you give one up on the other end, and now you're chasing 3.
Defendini inserted into the starting lineup today in place of Jake Kunz. We have seen him heavily involved as he has possession, the junior midfielder. With 40 on the shot clock for the Dalers, can they get into rhythm and make an indent here in quarter number 3? As that shot again ends up in the cup of Kamer, who is flirting with 10 saves, and Asensio just has not been able to solve that riddle.
Yeah, Kamer, see him so quick. Cat-like getting down low. That's not an easy save, off stick and low, and he's just able to get down to it. And if you're Farmingdale, this is that spot in the game where you start really thinking about your shots, right? You've kind of thrown everything at Kamer, and he seems to have the answer. A little bit of danger zone here if you're Farmingdale. You need to stop.
As Ioanu and Testa handling things up top with under 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, played a little two-man there just to get Ioana the matchup here with Schumacher stuck on defense. You'll see an early slide. Let's see if they can take advantage. Good look.
And Testa loads up and connects yet again. How about goal number 101 as he surpasses the century mark and is 4th of the day, just lighting up the scoreboard for the home team.
Yeah, you see a little mumbo action there. Konigsberger with a great look. You know, this is, his hands are free, but again, pass right to Testa's stick. You see Testa's extension there. When he's able to load up and step into it, there's not many guys better at shooting than Roy Testa.
He's so fierce that sometimes Farmingdale has to debate whether or not they want to get in the way of that shot.
Yeah, we saw that earlier. You got to make a business decision there, right, Lance?
No doubt about it.
Do I want to feel that heat? Now, the good news for Farmingdale is this. You have a lot of game left. You're only halfway through the third quarter. You are getting good shots, right? Kamer's been, answering those, but there's some good ones there.
And Kamer again right on the money to prevent Defendini from getting another goal and keeping this a 7-3 affair. Matty Kamer is putting his defense on his back in this contest. Some performance by the junior goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's got 10 saves so far. He's been on everything. Gets the ball out quickly, too. They're nervous about the Farmingdale 10-man ride, but he's not only saving it, Lance, but he's saving it cleanly, and that allows him to get those outlets out, and Farmingdale can't really get the 10-man ride going. We got trouble here.
And that shot did not pass through as it was deflected and caroms all the way back to midfield, but it's a ground ball. Farmingdale and Cold Spring Harbor fighting for it, and it is going to be the Dalers that come out of the pack, but maybe we spoke too soon. It is still a hot potato, and nobody wants to hold on to it here. Back and forth it goes, and nearly Riley picked it up. The most long-lasting ground ball in the history of Nassau County lacrosse, and it finally settles down with Farmingdale in possession.
Yeah, you got two teams that really battle and compete. That's a tough ground ball there. If you're Farmingdale, a much-needed possession here. You got to settle this game down. You fought really hard. Now, make this ground ball worthwhile. Make it mean something. You see they're shutting off Watros. They're going to use him as a screener here and see if they can't catch Cold Spring Harbor locking a man.
The Seahawks have silenced Schumacher thus far in this game. He has an angle and an alley, and Kamer once again putting his stick in the way. 11 saves and counting, and he ignites the transition game with a flag coming in here or a delayed penalty. So Testa is going to hand it off to O'Connor. And the Seahawks are once again in command here, up by 4 with 4 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, and Kamer makes another save, gets the outlet out. Dennis Kiley with a great job of moving the ball forward quickly to G pace, trying to beat that 10-man ride, and it helps him draw a penalty.
And that will now ignite the penalty. with the Seahawks having the man advantage. It's the last thing that Farmingdale, of course, wanted, with them trailing by 4 goals in this game and giving a lethal attack a gift on their side of the field. As we see all of the elite weapons getting ready here for Cold Spring Harbor.
So I think if you're Farmingdale, you're very worried about number 39, right, Lance? And rightfully so. He's got 4. He's the best step-down shooter on the field right now.
So the penalty went against Galgano. And there will be a minute on the clock here for the Seahawks with the man up.
Yeah, and this is a spot where Königsberger's vision and passing accuracy is really gonna benefit the Seahawks. You're gonna see him. They're gonna bring him behind. They're gonna spin this ball. He is the trigger.
Testa has 4 of his team's 7 goals in this game. As from the X position, Königsberger tried to feed it, and Testa was there for the save. Here's Riley taking over. With over 30 seconds on the clock, and the bouncer from Tui ends up with Martellotti, who is in position and on the right radar to stop that one.
Yeah, nice job by Martellotti there.
And we have seen this before where Martellotti is going to come out and he is going to force it down the field, but cannot find one of his teammates.
Yeah, even if they called it a shot, Matty Kamer, darts out and gets the back up anyway. Clearing a man down is not an easy task and kind of puts Martellotti in a bad spot. Pretty good job down there by the Farmingdale man down unit.
So the penalty has expired. And Cold Spring Harbor with the clear here as Königsberger catches up with it, and they execute successfully. And will now be able to milk even more clock with just over 2 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, you can see Cold Spring Harbor has really worked on that clear against the 10-man ride. There's no panic there. 20 seconds is a long time, but sometimes kids get nervous, right? And that time, Dennis Kiley does a nice job, relax, find the open man. There's going to be somebody open, and it was Königsberger who tracked it down.
Kiley, known for his athleticism, a 3-sport athlete, also plays football and basketball, and still has 2 more years with him in his sophomore campaign. Under 30 seconds to go on the shot clock here for Tui. It has been the Roy Testa show. As Testa's up top. And he's going to watch one bounce through off the stick of O'Connor, who joins the party for his first of the day, 25th of the season. And it is 8-3 in favor of Cold Spring Harbor.
They get a short stick on Königsberger. We talked about his vision. Sees through the defense. Elite passer Königsberger is. Skips it over there to O'Connor. I mentioned earlier, O'Connor he's known for being a do-it-all midi, but he's a very good offensive player. You can't sleep on him. He was the one they left open, and he made him pay.
Well, Dennis Bontom has referred to him as the MVP of the team, mainly because he says he doesn't come off the field. It really is unheard of, and he is able to take advantage of having a lot of talent around him as Kamer, again, right between the pipes, prevents Farmingdale from putting another goal on the board. It is Matty's magic on full display here today.
Yeah, it was a little feed there by Galgano, but those have a tendency to kind of trickle in. I think we got a timeout here by Farmingdale. Good timeout by Coach Dunn.
With under a minute to go in the quarter. And that'll give us a time to remind you that the mission of the Long Island Metropolitan Lacrosse Foundation is to spread the positive spirit of lacrosse and support the highest ethical standards for all participants through annual initiatives, including targeted grants, scholarship programs, lacrosse educational clinics, and events to raise awareness and resources in support of the game. And you'll see the various programs that Long Island Metropolitan Lacrosse Foundation supports, including the Hall of Fame, the High School Unsung Hero Awards, and the USAL Level 1, 2, and 3 coaches certifications. We certainly appreciate their support and sponsorship of this broadcast, as we have just under a minute to go in the third quarter, and it is 8-3 Cold Spring Harbor, as we see Eric Dunn, the head coach of Farmingdale in his third season, talking to his team that is looking to snap a 3-game skid. They are coming off a loss on Tuesday to Port Washington, 8-6, and their offense has been held in check with just 3 goals. They average 11 on the season. Cold Spring Harbor also averages 11 and is only surrendering Tom 6, and maybe they don't get enough credit. We talk so much about their offensive explosion this season, the 11-game winning streak, but it has been very difficult to score on Kamer and company.
Yeah, G. Pace, Brady Meyer, Dennis Kiley. They're throwing a number of different LSMs out there, Fakara, Streeter, and Cody. And I think it all kind of funnels right back to Matty Kamer. I think they got a great plan. It's a well-coached defense. You're right. They've really done a nice job here today.
Farmingdale out of the timeout with a chance here to cut into a deficit that right now is at 5 goals. They were down 2-0. They tied the game at 2. Have not been able to get over the hurdle, though, and take control of this game as Cold Spring Harbor padding it here in the third. 25 seconds and counting, and that jump shot looked like it may have gone off the post and deflected out.
Yeah, Schumacher got his hands free there. They set that up, get Schumacher behind. I mentioned before, he played a lot of attack. He's comfortable back there. Does a nice job of getting his hands free. That one might have beat Kamer, but the pipe in the way there.
And another one that goes wide with under 10 seconds to go. That was from Asensio.
So you got 5 seconds. You got to look to go hard here and feed.
And the final horn sounds. Now, Farmingdale is arguing that was too premature because the official had given a signal with about 5 seconds to go. So we'll see whether or not they decide to put more time on. Right now, it's the expiration of the third quarter. And it looks like they are going to put more time on the clock. So Farmingdale will have a chance here with 0.5 of a second.
Yeah, they're going to put 5.2 seconds on the clock here.
So it looks like they're going to put 5.5 now.
Got it. Let's go.
All right. We're all set up here in the booth. 5.5. So it looks like a little pick play inside, see if they can't get a feed.
Off the curl, Kamer again working that left side of the post to perfection. And that is going to end the first 36 minutes of this game, and it has been all about the man in goal for Cold Spring Harbor. Matty Kamer with 1 stop. How about another? You go high, you go low, you go every angle imaginable. He has been on point, and that is why his team is up 8-3 after 3 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Design, build, and maintain your dream home. J&R Custom Landscaping has been proudly offering landscape design for over 30 years. Give them a call today. See their number there, 516-250-8461.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
We get set here for the start of the fourth quarter with Vitale and Damo in the face-off circle. Farmingdale trailing by 5 goals. Senior day for Cold Spring Harbor. They honored the senior class at the half, and that group has responded, but also leaning on the junior Roy Testa, who's accounted for half of his team's goals, and Farmingdale will have the first possession in the final quarter. Can they get their offense going?
You know, if you're Farmingdale right now, it's about just playing well here in this fourth quarter. If you can rally and score 5 goals and get back in this game, that's great. But you also want to play well going into the playoffs, right? They've been a little sloppy. They haven't shot the ball well. If you play better in this fourth quarter, that's what you'll remember. That's the momentum. Good look inside. Great check.
As they attempt to try to carry things over, to your point, to the playoffs, as Eric Dunn, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, has been seeking that complete game from his team. And this is going to stay here with Farmingdale with just under 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, Watros has done a good job running by people all night. It's a matter of finishing for him tonight. And another guy is Schumacher. He's done a nice job.
10 on the shot clock. Goes across the field, and Kamer yet again disrupts Defendini from pushing it through. It has just been more impressive by the save. And Testa may have an angle, and Martellotti trying to match wits here with Kamer.
That is one of the better saves you'll ever see by Matty Kamer going across the cage. Then a nice job by Martellotti holding on his pipe against Testa. Testa, though, great job of digging out that ground ball. So now you got a fresh 60 and you can get your guys on.
As right now they're looking to watch the clock dwindle. O'Connor will catch up with it here. 35 on the shot clock as he is being boxed out from that X position. O'Connor, the jump shot, and Martellotti read the stick in sync for yet another save.
Nice job by Martellotti, and you called it, Lance. Stays high, stays high with his stick, and he just matches sticks for a big-time save.
Tom, it's easy to say what the score could be if Martellotti has not played to the level that we've seen in this game.
No, I think it's a really good point. He's made some big saves. Cold Spring Harbor is a dangerous offense. We know that. And, you know, here we go for Farmingdale. You got a flag down, so you got an opportunity here. Probably a push from behind. It looked like a push on Schumacher's back, but you still get a little free money here if you can make it count.
And off the delay, a shot that goes wide by Galvez. Kamer was also in position, but as Tom mentioned, it will be a man advantage here for Farmingdale.
Yeah, and I think Galvez misses that shot because he's got Matty Kamer in his head. He's trying to be perfect and put it in the bottom corner. And, you know, that's what Kamer does to people, right? He's getting to everything. He's getting from pipe to pipe, and it does get in your head. So it looks like, well, we're going to get. Yeah, it looks like a high hit. They locked in. So it's a 1 minute penalty. It's a little window of opportunity here from Farmingdale. If you could score quickly, you get back to the X, you can stay man up now for a full 60 seconds.
So it goes against Ioanu. And here is Farmingdale with a minute on the clock. They get it to Watros. Schumacher with the pass. And yet again, Kamer gets in the way. He has been an immovable force. Quinn Sunday was trying to get on the board with that one.
We got a timeout, Cold Spring Harbor. Another great save by Kamer. And then, just as important, Lance, how about the outlet? How about the 50-yard outlet down the field to Riley to get them out of trouble? You're a man down and you won against one of the better riding teams. So Kamer really doing it all here.
30 seconds left on the penalty. And, Tom, that also goes back to, I know you credited Riley, but you had mentioned how clean Kamer has been today. And not only does that enable the clearing, but also preventing rebounds and second-chance opportunities for Farmingdale.
Yeah, absolutely. So watch this pass. Down the field to the other 40, and then Riley, nice job kind of feeling that pressure coming, gets the ball down the field to Tui, and we get a timeout. Dennis Bond, he's been doing this a long time, right? There's not much you're going to get past him. You're not going to confuse his teams. They're super well coached. That's something that may get overlooked by some guys. The man down clear. Dennis's team knew exactly what to do and allows them to call a timeout here and, possibly run out this penalty.
A reminder to subscribe to our YouTube page at Varsity Media to stay locked in to all of our future broadcasts. Well, Tom, you revisit the keys to the game that Bond was emphasizing, winning the faceoff. Vitali certainly has done a great job there. They've handled the 10-man ride effectively, too. Staying out of the penalty box, some mixed results, as right now they're trying to kill a penalty. But I would say overall, his team has responded to those points of emphasis entering this regular season finale.
Yeah, I agree. I think the first two ones are the big ones, right? They're able to get a ton of wins off the face-off X, and more importantly, a ton of ground balls. And then you have a guy like this, Rex O'Connor, who you feel like can just run all day, right? The Swiss Army knife that baits him into doubling him, and he gets out of it. Really nice job by O'Connor there.
And that is just an effective way to run out the penalty there.
Yeah, O'Connor, got a little tired. He tried to roll it back to the box. They were expecting the penalty to be released, and, maybe bocce not his thing. He rolled it out of bounds. But he's done a lot of things right today.
Well, there's only so much athleticism that he can put on display with various different sports, so we'll have to maybe warm him up to bocce moving forward. I don't know if there's scholarships in that department. We'll have to look into that as Schumeyer's bouncer. Kamer has just been an absolute monster this evening as he and the defense continues to answer the call. And then hurls one down the field, but it's going to be intercepted. And now a ground ball and a chance for Cold Spring Harbor to take over. Tui the check and Riley in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and it starts with Kamer's 16th save. Listen, they've tried high, they tried low. That was a bouncer. He's all over it. Coach Bond didn't love the big clear down the field, but Tui bails him out with a big check, and Riley all over the ground ball.
Tui described as light, but certainly a quick player who can wreak havoc. And we have seen him do things that don't necessarily always show up in the box score. As Iowanu tried to circle around Martellotti, and he prevents Cold Spring Harbor from padding its lead.
Yeah, nice job by Martellotti. Iowanu gets a step on his man, goes to his left, and Martellotti takes up a lot of cage.
As Farmingdale looks to get a shot, as that spins wide from Watros.
Yeah, trying to play fast there. I like the thought by Watros, try to get some early offense here. You're down 5, you're struggling. They've been shutting him off a lot, so, why not try to get one early?
Well, coming into this game, Asensio, 24 goals. Schumeyer, 31, as that shot again is saved by Kamer. It really makes no difference who takes the shot at Kamer. He has been sensational between the pipes, limiting this Farmingdale attack to just 3 goals with 5.5 minutes to go. And a flag is going to come in as Cold Spring Harbor looking for the clear here. And some contact near midfield as Iowanu lost his footing.
I think we're going to get 2 flags on the play, Lance. Farmingdale was off sides trying to do the 10-man ride. And then you're going to get, there's our referee, John Schroeder there, yep. So you got offsides, and then you're going to get a cross-check.
First one is on number 16, 30 seconds for offsides.
So the offsides will be a 30-second penalty, as that was Watros. And then the other one for a minute is going to go against Quinn Sunday. So you're talking about 2 costly mistakes by Farmingdale, down by 5 goals, and Cold Spring Harbor with a tremendous advantage here, given how balanced they've been, with Testa leading the way with 4 goals, and they're just going to play catch here around the perimeter right now.
Yeah, you got a 6-on-4, you got some room inside, and obviously you got some shooters.
And Testa, a rare miss for him because Martellotti got it in his cup and then hurled it down the field, and Kamer right there to take possession.
Yeah, Martellotti shot it. It actually was right on cage, but, I mean, if you're not going to beat Kamer with a short stick from 10, you're going to have a hard time beating him from 80.
Especially when you give him time to track it from all the way down the field.
So we're back to 6-on-5. The offsides penalty is released.
And now we're going to be back to even strength as both of them were running simultaneously with one another.
Yeah, and if you're Cold Spring Harbor, it's more about clock than getting a shot off right now.
As we are under 4.5 minutes to go. 25 on the shot clock for the Seahawks. Tui and Riley up top. They get it to Testa. He's got 4 goals. He goes across the field, and that one off the post from Koningsberger.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the whole Cold Spring Harbor offense here and their ability to see through the defense, throw skips. That was Koningsberger on a skip from Testa. Really well schooled. You got a really good coaching staff here at Cold Spring Harbor. Besides Coach Bond, you got Christian Lynch and Paul McDermott, 2 guys who are excellent lacrosse minds, and you can just see by the way they move the ball. These guys really understand offense and where each other are. It's a testament to those guys.
They have a great feel for one another. You see the crisp passing, especially when they had the man advantage. There's Riley out of that X position with 30 on the shot clock. He's got a pair of goals in this game.
Yeah, we talked about Riley in the open. When he came back, and you could see his athleticism, he's just such a good athlete, brings a whole nother element to their game.
Koningsberger again off the pipe, and Farmingdale scooping up the ground ball, and then a timeout taken by Eric Dunn. That was Galvez who was in position, the junior attacker who's been on varsity since 9th grade. 10 goals on the season for him, but creating a possession for Farmingdale with just over 3 minutes to go, trailing 8-3. And a reminder, with the Nassau County playoffs coming up, stay locked to Varsity Media, your home for the Section 8 championship. You can go to varsitymediapass.com to order. Both of these teams, of course, will be in the postseason. Farmingdale at 10-5, Cold Spring Harbor 12-3, and Tom Syosset involved in a huge game today as they are looking to lock up seeding as well as all of these other teams. There's going to be some battle royale, which is going to get underway before you know it, with this being the regular season finale.
And Syosset beat Massapequa is what I'm being told, 12-11. So that's huge for this Class A. Looks like Syosset will be the #1 seed going into the playoffs. And listen, it's one of those years. There's a lot of teams that can win that Class A. Farmingdale lost in overtime to Syosset, so you're throwing a lot of teams in the mix. You had Port beat Farmingdale the other night. Massapequa, who was the favorite, now loses to Syosset. So, you know, the playoffs will be fun. You got to go out. You got to buy the Varsity Media Pass and make sure you watch these playoffs. Should be great lacrosse.
And it was a rough start for Cold Spring Harbor as they lost 3 of their first 4 games: Syosset, Wantagh, Garden City. Now, of course, that was without Dylan Riley, who was injured. And then since he's come back, they have not missed a beat. They went 8-0 in the month of April. They have ridden that momentum into May. They haven't lost since March 28th to Garden City. And this is going to be some steam that they're going to be bringing in to the postseason, with Watros coming off the screen from Schumeyer with 60 on the shot clock.
I did a Cold Spring Harbor game early, and I can tell you right now, this Cold Spring Harbor team is head and shoulders above where they were early in the year. They've worked really hard. Their defense is excellent. Obviously, Kamer helps a lot there. This is a very dangerous team headed into the playoffs.
As Defendini's shot goes wide off the rebound here, 30 on the shot clock. Schumeyer, a little in and out action, drawing the double as he's looking to give it up into that X position. Watros take it over with 15 on the shot clock, goes right to left, and it may have gone off the pipe. Kamer was there as well. The ball is on the ground, and they're going to have a fresh shot clock.
Yeah, nice move by Watros. He gets underneath. They force him to his right. He takes it, gets underneath. Just tough luck there, hitting the pipe.
Out of the slot area, a lot of traffic. The ball is on the ground. O'Connor's in the mix, as well as many black jerseys for Farmingdale. And a loose ball push is going to keep it with the Dalers.
Yeah, credit the Dalers here, playing hard to the end. You don't play for Coach Eric Dunn and play half speed. It's just not in his DNA.
And a flag comes down. Multiple ones come up as Schumeyer spun around, cashed it in for his first goal of the day, 32nd of the season. It was only a matter of time till their top weapon was able to get it through Kamer.
Yeah, nice little hesitation dodge there by Schumeyer. Little hezzy right here. And O'Connor gets caught on his back. And then he changes the level. They haven't done that enough today on Kamer. And listen, that's what it takes to beat Kamer, right? You got to get really close, change your level, and hit a spot. So they get a man-up face here, down 4. Listen, crazier things have happened, Lance. Let's see.
O'Connor picking up the penalty, a minute on the clock. And Vitale using that frame to win it, and then a timeout taken by the Seahawks. And Tom, once again, that's another example of, you think maybe Farmingdale can steer it in their direction, the penalty flags in their favor, and then Cold Spring Harbor with the big frame of Vitale gets it, and then another heads-up timeout here late.
Yeah, you see Vitale with a quick rake there, gets it out, and that's what it's really impressed me, his ability to pick up the ball, clean, protect his stick, and Coach Bond right on the timeout call right there as he sees Galgano hunting him down. And listen, when you have a team that can make a run in the playoffs, you got to have it sort of like baseball, up the middle, right? You have a goalie in Kamer, you got a face-off guy in Vitale, and then you have this defense, which, again, I think we're underselling how good this defense has been. You got scorers on the back end with Riley and Testa and a bunch of midfielders, Iowanu and O'Connor, and Konigsberger, who showed me just tremendous vision here today. This Cold Spring Harbor team is going to make a deep run into the playoffs.
So many weapons, so much balance, and when you can hold the team to just 4 goals, it also alleviates pressure from your offense. But that's the beauty of this Cold Spring Harbor team, Tom. They can win games if it's 11-10, but then they could also win a low-scoring affair, too. We've seen that. Case in point, they won at Port Washington. Final score was 6-2. Right. But then you see them win at Manhasset 11-10 in overtime. So that happened in the span of 3 games in the month of April.
Yeah, and credit to Farmingdale's defense. They've only given up 8 here today. I feel like the ball has been in their end a lot. Mortellotti's come up with some big saves. This is a well-coached team, and, they got to get healthy. They're banged up right now. If they can get healthy, they're as good as anybody in Class A.
And look at Testa just spinning through the heart of Farmingdale's roster to give them an opportunity to eat away even more clock and have that penalty dissipate.
Yeah, they have Testa pick it up. You don't often have an attackman pick it up, but no one's better at absorbing checks and running through doubles than Testa on this Cold Spring Harbor team. Just so good protecting the stick.
As he is heading to Johns Hopkins, but he is still going to have time to do some damage for the Seahawks, as there's about 14 seconds remaining on the penalty with 25 on the shot clock.
Yeah, we got a flag down, so once Testa has run this out, you're going to get an offside penalty on Farmingdale, and Cold Spring Harbor here, not looking to score, just kind of moving the ball around.
And they're not interested in taking advantage of the penalty either, but now we get the dump with just under 20 seconds to go here.
Yeah, you have two coaching staffs that have a lot of respect for each other, and both know, listen, they're playing each other in this power league game, but they're headed out to their own leagues going into the playoffs. So, they're not going to get after each other here. They're gonna back off and get themselves ready to go into the playoff scene.
So the penalty went against Schumeyer.
Yeah, run the clock. Yeah,
and they are looking to have the clock run here. And that is going to do it, as that will be the end of the regular season for both of these teams. And the winning streak goes to 12 games and counting, entering the postseason for Cold Spring Harbor as they double up Farmingdale 8-4 on senior day, and Roy Testa with half of his team's goals.
Yeah, Testa quiet early, and we said it, he's not going to stay quiet for long. Tremendous shooter. He was the story on the offensive end, and Matty Kamer was the story on the defensive end. Kamer was outstanding, and obviously he's going to be our breakout save of the game guy. Oh, there it is.
And that brings us to right on point, the save of the game brought to you by Breakout Goaltending Group, Long Island's longest running goalie exclusive training program, serving boys and girls elementary through college age all year round since 2004. Today's breakout save of the game winner receives a certificate good for one complimentary lesson with Long Island's finest Breakout Goaltending Group. Visit them online at breakoutgoaltending.com. And Tom, there were plenty of choices in this one.
Yeah, I think there were 16, but you got Watros, the outstanding midfielder. Great spot, but Kamer, Matty the Magician with a kick save. Then he goes pipe to pipe. So he goes low, he goes high. He went bounce shot. He went across his face. I mean, he saved it in every which way. Just an unbelievable showing by Matty Kamer. He is our breakout goaltending. We say save of the game. He had 16 of them. Outstanding performance by Matty Kamer.
He came, he saw, he conquered. 7 goals or less in each of the last 6 games. That's half of their 12-game winning streak. That is quite the showing down the stretch of the season, and he and his teammates will now gear up and turn their attention to the playoffs, as this is going to be an extremely dangerous team to watch out for, and a very different team that started the season off with dropping 3 of their first 4. As Tom mentioned, they flipped the switch once Dylan Riley returned. As that is going to wrap things up for us here in Cold Spring Harbor, New York. On senior day, the Seahawks did not disappoint. Dylan Riley with 2 of his team's 8 goals. And when it wasn't the offense, how about the defense? But this man, Roy Testa, had a field day. What a missile that he put behind the net, and Matty Kamer did the rest. One of his 16 saves. The seniors on full display. They were smiling, I promise you, and they are going to do it here with an 8-4 final over Farmingdale to improve to 13-3 with a 12-game winning streak. Our executive producer, Ben Turchin, technical director, Chris Sweeney, camera operators, Joe Foster and Pablo Pachucho. For Tom Rooney, I'm Lance Meadow, signing off from Cold Spring Harbor, New York, as we wrap up the regular season on the Varsity Media Sports Network.